Hey guys, I'm going to give it a few minutes for others to come on and maybe do a little bit of sharing. And if you feel like this is something that maybe somebody you needs to hear, someone you know needs to hear, feel free to share. That is what all of this is about, is learning together, growing together, coming together in agreement for God things. And I'm going to share a little bit more in a second what I mean by that and what we can learn from our kids and how we can walk in victory and teach them to walk with us and to maybe to realize what we are actually teaching them as we go. And I was going to share this, but it is not sharing. Give me 1 second. Okay, so, well, I'll just have to share it afterwards. What I learned this week was that, there it is. Sorry, there are some times that I just cannot get my mind off of something else, or I choose to get my mind off of something else and it does not work. So, Saturday morning, I thought I was doing good. I knew that I was working through a lot of things. I knew that God was really, really trying to show me some things, and our brains do that wonderful thing where it throws up blocks and it's like, we're not going there. And I couldn't put 2 and 2 together. And so this message is going to be where I was in that moment, where there was so much coming at me from so many angles, and I wanted so badly to have just a fantastic day with my boys. I wanted to take them camping. I wanted Jonah to have his first experience at Camp Edgewood. And part of what happened was my fault. There wasn't enough preparation ahead of time. There wasn't enough actual planning and saying, this is what we need to do this. I'm very accustomed to having a big family, but for those events, usually it's me and one boy. And I should know better by now to know that 2 boys is a whole other animal, and Jonah is an animal all by himself. He's a wonderful, lovable animal, but Jonah absolutely loves life. And I wanted so badly for him to enjoy that trip. And so we were hectic leaving the house. And then we realized that things of ours had never been returned from the last camp out that we had loaned out. And so I had to go to Walmart and replace those things so that I could have this moment with my boys. And financially, I really could not, but I had to, because I had promised them that we would go. And then on top of that, just so many other influences that your how much crap you will take meter just bottoms out. And I was angry, and I was hurt, and I was reactive. And I actually had to tell my boys, like, I'm not even mad at you right now. I'm just mad. And I'm going to ask you to please don't talk to me, because I do not want to hurt your feelings. I do not want to hurt your feelings. And I don't feel like I can say anything nice right now. So I need you to stop. And they did. They were quiet. And I started praying to myself. I was like, God, I give you this anger. I give you this frustration. I give you this. And I started listing off every single thing, this hurt and this bitterness and just this ugly that I don't want to be a part of me anymore. And in my mind, I saw a picture of our daughter, who is 3, who is carrying too many toys at one time, and she's dropping them everywhere, and her hands are just not made to hold all of these things at one time. And I'm picturing the times that she's trying to hand me these things, and she's so emotional, and I'm like, why don't you get a bag? And it hit me, God doesn't require us to have a bag. He will sit there and he will patiently take everything that we will give him over and over and over again. But just like our children, we can take it back. And there's so many times that we give him things. We give him the symptoms of things. We give him the feelings that come along with a problem, which is our bag. But thankfully, God doesn't say, I'm not taking this unless you give me your bag. He says, I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll deal with it for you, and I will carry your burden. But what we don't realize is whenever those things keep cropping back up and they keep coming back up, why am I so angry? I thought I dealt with this. Why am I so mad? Why are my feelings hurt? Because I knew that this was going to happen. Ding. Whenever you knew that it was going to happen, and you accepted that it was going to happen, no matter how high your hopes got and how optimistic you allowed yourself to be, you knew that it was going to happen. Why did you know that it was going to happen? It's probably in the bag. It's probably the bag. It's the bag itself. It's not all of the things that we keep handing over and the things that we keep juggling and carrying and clinging to our cross. It's the bag. Our problem is that we haven't been trained to recognize that they belong in a bag. We haven't been trained to recognize that we need a bag to know where they come from, that they have to have a place. Where are these things coming from? And so this repeated, like children, these things that we're learning from, you can see it as a parent. I know, 80% of my friends who have children who walk already know this, that they're going to keep handing it to you, and they're going to keep handing it to you because their hands are not made to hold it. And you have to realize that whatever bag they belong in, they have to give you the bag too. And you have to give him the bag too. And whenever you actually look at it, you know, the toys that we're holding in relation to what we're learning from our children, what they're holding is not imperative. It's not significant to the package that it was a part of. And so the same way that we look at them and we say, oh, they're just so tired, or they need a nap, or they didn't sleep good last night, or their nose is running and they don't feel well, the same way that you can attribute your children's frustration with their toys is the same way that we can attribute our feelings and our struggles and our battles that keep happening over and over and over again, and that victimhood that we walk in of, why am I still having to deal with this? We're still holding the bag. We are taking things out of the bag, and we are handing the things, the insignificant little things that are only what we can see right now, but we're clinging to the bag. And so we have this anger and anxiety and poverty and this habit, these repeated habits that are rooted somewhere, and they're in our bag. And we owe it to ourselves to look for the bag. We owe it for ourselves to look at what we agreed to and what we accepted to be a part of us, and the things that we gave a foothold to come to us repeatedly are our roots. And the things that will spurn off those feelings of frustration and wanting to sell your husband's kidney on the black market or go burn somebody's house down, chances are that we are not being honest with ourselves in what does the bag even look like. Chances are something that has come back to bite us in the rear how many times over and over and over again, and it just looks different every single time, but it always comes back to that same truth that you don't have what you need, or that if you want me to be 100% honest, David and I came into agreement many times. Well, we won't be able to do that until the kids are grown. We won't really have money until the kids are grown. We won't really have time for each other until the kids are grown. When the kids are grown, then we'll be in agreement on everything. And that's absolutely not true. That is a spirit of deception. And that is trying to justify where you are and make a rule for it so that it's acceptable. And when we make that rule for it so that it's acceptable, then we open the door to it. So look for your bag. Identify all the toys that you're carrying and what bag they belong in, so that when you hand it over, you can hand over the whole bag. The whole bag. You do not need that bag. It doesn't matter how cute it is, and do not go pick up another bag, because you do not need that one either. We are unburdening. We are releasing, because we are worth that. We are worth looking into the why. What is stealing your joy? What is taking your experiences from you? What is stealing and coloring your perspective in everything, so that you're looking back on this time in your life 20 years from now and going, how have I been this way for so long? We are not programmed to be this way for so long. We are not programmed to carry these things, but we believe it because it was easy. We believe it because surely there had to be some reason that this kept happening to me, and that was a lie, and it's not yours to carry. I thank you for giving me time. I thank you guys for giving me grace like every week, because I'm never here on Mondays, but I'm choosing to be here on Mondays. As I process things, I'm just going to go ahead and process them with you, because I don't feel like changing my hashtag. So I thank you guys for being here with me and hanging out with me, sharing this video, liking my page, sharing the love, sharing the light. Message me if there is something you want me to pray for you for, if there's something you would like me to address. Chances are I've probably seen it or felt it or want to learn about it. And I want to learn about it with you. I want to walk with you so that you never think that you are walking there alone. I'm praying for you guys and praying for every single one of you. And I thank you for giving me your time. I love you.